Welcome, everyone. Today's deep dive is all about the crypto market as of March 24th, 2025. So many ups and downs to talk about, and lots of numbers that are pretty eye-opening.
Yeah, right. It's been an exciting day in crypto. It's like a roller coaster, isn't it? Let's jump into the details. What's capturing your eye right away?
Well, first off, Selena So is really the star today, up by 8.2% at about $120.81. And the trading volume is astronomical at over 3.2 billion. As a layer one coin. It really lays the foundation for building applications on top of it.
That's huge. It's like having a solid base for a skyscraper, right? And then there's official Trump pump, also at an 8.2% gain, though it trades at a much lower price, around $11.92, with a volume topping 1.5 billion odds. The diverse dynamics here are fascinating.
Exactly. It's like you've got a robust technological asset on one side with Selena, and on the other, a meme coin charged with political and speculative energy. It really shows how varied the crypto space is.
And it brings out that dual narrative, solid infrastructure versus the wild ride of meme-driven speculation. But what does that say about investor sentiment overall?
I'd say it means investors are embracing both stability and risk. I mean, when you see such high volumes and steady gains, it suggests real faith in the tech. Yet, the meme coins like Pepe PE and even Trump Pump show that speculative bets are hard to ignore, even if they're a bit volatile.
Right, the market's not just binary, it's a spectrum. And speaking of other movers, what about those DeFi players like Chainlink LAC and Avalanche AVX? Avalanche, for instance, jumped nearly 9.9%.
Yeah, Avalanche's gain is particularly eye-catching. It's almost like it's saying DeFi is alive and well, while also attracting a lot of investor confidence. It ties into how decentralized finance is reshaping traditional financial models, lending and borrowing on the blockchain.
I get that. It's kind of like watching a revolution unfold, one where finance is decoupled from traditional systems. But here's something to chew on. With all this excitement around layer one chains and meme coins, are we looking at a healthy diversification of risk, or might this be a sign of instability?
That's a great point. On one hand, the strong volume numbers and gains suggest a broad-based confidence. Even the more established names aren't immune. But on the other, when you see a coin like Theta Fuel or T Fuel getting a double whammy of trending status and price gains, 12.1% for the day, 16.6% for the week, it hints at speculative bubbles forming in niches.
Yeah, it's almost like a tug of war between long-term tech adoption and short-term market sentiment. And speaking of trending, Entra-Ohm is an interesting case. It shows only a modest 1% increase in 24 hours, yet a big 20.5% jump over the week.
Right, exactly. That steady, sustained jump could imply that investors are building a longer-term narrative around it, maybe based on upcoming features or network changes. It's like the coin is simmering rather than boiling over, which might be more sustainable.
On the flip side, you have coins like Floki, which are experiencing rapid speculation. Floki's up 14.5% in one day and an eye-popping 45.7% over the week. It shows how intense the meme coin fever can be.
True, and it reminds you that extremes exist in both directions. And then there's also Dogwhiff Hat, trading with a modest 2% increase today, but itching down 5% over the week. Probably a reflection of a tight-knit community that keeps interest alive even amid dips.
Yeah, the impact of community is huge. It's almost like the coin's value isn't solely defined by market forces, but also by the strength of its social backing. And what about the established players like Coinbase's wrapped Bitcoin? A 2% gain might sound small, but with BTC, that's a significant inflow.
Exactly. Even small percentage moves in such heavy hitters translate into massive capital flows. It emphasizes how, despite the volatility in altcoins, The major assets provide this underlying, stabilizing foundation to the market.
Yeah. Now, zooming out a little, have you seen the overall market cap chart? It's been pretty steady between $2.35 to $2.37 trillion, with a slight upward bump towards the end of the day. That's a nice big picture signal amidst all the coin-specific movements.
Yeah, that chart is like the heartbeat of the market. Despite all the localized action, the overall sentiment seems positive. Even if individual coins are wild, the global cap shows that the money's still flowing in, keeping the overall ecosystem buoyant.
But here's where I have a bit of a challenge. Don't you think that when you mix such strong speculative moves with traditional tech plays, it might confuse investors about what's truly driving growth? I mean, is it real innovation or just market hype?
I totally see what you mean. It's a bit of a balancing act. On one hand, you've got high trading volumes and genuine tech progress from coins like Selene So and Avalanche that suggest real adoption. On the other, there's that undeniable speculative frenzy around meme coins like Trump Pump and Floki. Ultimately, it shows that the market is a blend of tech promise and human behavior, which is, well, inherently unpredictable.
That unpredictability is the magic and the risk of crypto, I guess. And then there are the smaller players like Hedera HBR, Polkadot, and Theta Fuel Tool, each with their unique percentage gains, adding further layers to the narrative.
Right, exactly. Hedera, Polkadot, and others like Render and Athena ENA provide the nuance. While some are riding on strong tech fundamentals, others might be riding on a wave of community interest or recent project news. It's like every coin tells its own little story within this larger ecosystem.
It really is a mosaic. And speaking of storytelling, the trending list really highlights the buzz. Take Theta Fuel, T-Fuel, topping both the gainer and trending charts. This kind of overlap signals that the buzz isn't just transient. Investors are repeatedly talking about it.
Absolutely. When you see consistent chatter, whether it's a huge day gain or significant weekly movement, it underlines that there's substantial attention. And let's not overlook Intra-Ohm on the trending list with its captivating week-over-week momentum, even if today was mild.
Right, and then there's Bitcoin P2 trending with that solid 11.5% gain in one day and a 32.3% jump over the week. That's a reminder that even as new altcoins emerge, the old guard still dominates conversation.
Yeah, and then you have contrast within the trending data itself. Official Trump PMP, for instance, shows a strong daily pulse but a slight weekly decline, indicating that while the name draws attention, the overall sentiment isn't uniformly positive.
That's exactly the point. Market sentiment is layered. A single dramatic spike doesn't always equate to a sustained upward trend, and sometimes those dips or contrasts fuel even more discussion.
Totally. And then there's the story of SpaceX Doge SPXD. It's trending despite a 54.8% drop over the week. Sometimes a big negative move isn't a cause for alarm. It just grabs attention and sparks debate.
Right, big crashes can be, ironically, just as conversation-worthy as big pumps. They keep the community on its toes. And with coins like CardioChain, Baby Doge, and Ethereum POETHW also in the mix, you see that even established players have their moments of volatility.
Exactly. And when you bring it all together, different coins, different sectors, varying performance, all this data paints a picture of a market that's dynamic and, well, not static at all. The overall market cap's slight rise to $2.37 trillion hints at a general bullish sentiment, even if it's interspersed with wild swings.
Right? It's like an orchestra where every instrument plays in a slightly different rhythm, but somehow the overall melody is still upbeat. And it makes you wonder, what's next for this ecosystem?
Exactly. And moving forward, investors will be watching both these high-flying altcoins and the underlying tech developments. It's a real-life experiment in combining innovation with market psychology, kind of like a dance between cold, hard data and human emotion.
Well put, but I must ask, Could the heavy focus on meme coins eventually undermine the more substantive projects? I mean, isn't there a risk of overhyping hype at the expense of real innovation?
It's a fair point. While meme coins generate immense buzz, which can inflate the market momentarily, they might also distract from projects with real technical breakthroughs. That said, the fact that we see solid performers in Layer 1 chains and DeFi protocols suggests that innovation is still very much alive. It's a balance, and only time will tell which narrative prevails.
Yeah, I guess time is the ultimate test in crypto. And speaking of tests, this tapestry of data, the gains, the volume, the trending lists, serves as a snapshot into investor sentiment and technology adoption all at once.
Absolutely. It shows us that while the market might be volatile, the underlying fundamentals remain strong. Every spike and dip provides clues, whether it's the community backing behind a coin like Dogwhiff Hat or the steady performance of established tokens like Wrapped BTC.
And that's what makes this space so endlessly fascinating. One day it's all about technical adoption, the next it's all about the community vibe stirring up a storm.
Right. So for those listening, it's a reminder to look beyond just the numbers. Pay attention to the trading volumes, the sector-specific news, and the overarching market cap. They all create a mosaic that tells a deeper story about where crypto might be headed.
Exactly. And it's these multi-layer dynamics that keep us all intrigued as investors, analysts, and enthusiasts alike. There's so much to learn from each twist and turn, and each day brings a new chapter in the crypto saga.
Well said. As we wrap up today's conversation, it's clear that while some coins burst with hype and others slowly build momentum, every piece of the puzzle is worth watching. The crypto market is as much about innovation and technology as it is about human behavior and sentiment.
Absolutely, and that's why every day in this space feels like a new adventure. Thanks for joining the conversation, and keep your eyes on the charts and your minds open for what's coming next.
For sure. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring this ever-evolving crypto world.
See you next time.